Oh, huh? What's that? Sorry, I fell asleep. It's a combo of a whole bottle of Chardonnay and this episode being boring.
It is.
It's the last review I'll ever make with this mic. I was hoping that Rode mic and boom arm I ordered would be here, but Canada Post really is that
slow.
Should have picked express delivery. I guess I'll have to wait another week. Word on the forums was that this would be the high point of the season, like the Battle of Rook's Rest last season. I was expecting a major character, Kristen, to die. Well, expectations subverted. Sir Luther Largent was who they killed off. I'm sure the normies who get their fill of Ice and Fire lore from TikTok edits wouldn't even know who that is without a Google search. This whole episode was just build-up, like all of last season was. If I said this script had to be AI made, that feels like an insult to AI. And I'm not hyped at all for the battle above the God's Eye between Aemond and Daemon. Given how many important events were reduced to mere accidents, I wouldn't be surprised if Daemon slips off Caraxes and shoves Stark's sister into Aemond's
eye patch by accident.
And I better not have to wait 2 years again. Why are we getting 8 episodes now? The writer's strike is gone. I guess HBO really is that cheap, even for their Golden Goose
show,
which opens with guerrilla warfare in the Riverlands. The Riverlords can't get to Tumbleton because Kristen, Gwaine, and 20 good men are raiding their camp. Alice's whole approach to defending Harrenhal is just standing there in the rain, telling ghost stories with an Irish accent, and hoping whoever's out there gets scared. If she ever meets someone who doesn't believe in ghosts, she's fucked, which is exactly what happens when some Ironborn raiders attack. Or should I say would have happened if Aemond hadn't killed them. 5 episodes and every one of them, save for the premiere one, has an instance where someone tries to force themselves on another. You keep doing that and even normies are gonna get desensitized. Aemond's been healing and also unloading his mommy issues on his bedside nurse. I think this is supposed to jumpstart a romance for them, but ew. Ew on the writers using attempted assault as a cheap shortcut to get the love interest, in air quotes, to rescue the would-be victim. And ew on the idea of Aemond and someone he sees as a mommy figure.
Meanwhile,
Orwell is still helping Alicent behind the scenes. He made moon tea for Helena, but Helena won't take it.
I don't want it. You must.
I can't take that line seriously anymore. I've seen people on fan forums say that Helena's too far along for moon tea. If she drinks it now, it'd be like when Liza Tully took it. She'd bleed out. To my eyes, she doesn't look that far along. She's not even showing. I honestly can't tell when someone's pregnant unless it's really obvious. The amount of times in real life where I've assumed a fat girl was pregnant happened more than
I'd like to admit.
Alicent is like Pikachu face shocked when she encounters a mother that isn't willing to condemn her kids to die, even if one of those kids hasn't been born yet. Alicent also tries to get them to run away without Jaehaera, with the logic being that
the road ahead will not be safe for her. Here she has nursemaids to care for her, and Rhaenyra will not harm her. Her rivals would never raise a girl up to rule, and it might be prudent, in fact, for the Queen to take the child to ward. We may even be able to send for her one day.
Sounds like Cope. They get caught by Mysaria when they try to leave for one of the secret tunnels out. But Alicent talks Mysaria into staying quiet, cause letting them go means House Hightower owes them a favor, and who knows when she'll need to cash that in. Given how unstable Rhaenyra's reign has been so far, Mysaria shuts up. Speaking of Rhaenyra, none of her Dragonstone's small council's here. She's recruited Lady Sabitha Frey, and she and Torrhen Manderly spend the whole meeting talking shit, and it's hilarious. It's like 2 kids talking in class, making snarky comments out in the open, and the teachers just let them get away with it. And Orwell's still on the council, proving that Rhaenyra, without question, is pants-on retarded. Out on the streets, Goldcloaks are turning up dead and disemboweled. They're doing a ripoff of the Sons of the Harpy plot for the Dany ripoff. We know who's behind it, Ormond Hightower. Apparently he has friends in Flea Bottom, but no one on the small council knows that. Not even Mysaria, who's supposed to be this Varys ripoff. Maybe if she spent more time doing her job and less time watching her love rival, in air quotes, It took Damon torturing this random guy and finding a coin Ormond made of Darren to figure this out. We've had a lot of scenes where Damon and Mysaria bicker at each other, and Mysaria's always supposed to be right, given that Rhaenyra always sides with her. Whenever Damon tells Rhaenyra to pay her soldiers, you know, the guys who secured her throne for her, Mysaria insists any gold they get back should go to the peasants, you know, the unwashed, uneducated masses whose opinions flip-flop more than a pancake. Last season they went from sympathizing with Helena and declaring Rhaenyra to be Rhaenyra the Cruel to throwing fish at Alicent and Helena. Of course you have to placate them with bread and tourneys, but Westeros isn't a democracy. It's unwise to put the small folk ahead of the nobles, the people who do have the power and resources to switch sides and fund your enemies. You can't stuff your coffers with love and approval. They may try to shit on Daemon in universe, but he gets things done. Unlike Rhaenyra, what would you have me do, Targaryen?
Meanwhile,
Aegon starts to vent after they leave the tent city at Rook's Rest.
he was Cole's little pet, do you remember? A prodigy with the sword. Father withdrew me from the tournaments, of course. Can't even remember the pretext anymore. Probably just afraid that I'd fall off my horse. So, I had to sit and applaud him. Aemon the champion.
When the hell did we ever get a moment with Aegon and Viserys? Never. Viserys pretty much ignored his kids with Alicent in Season 1. All we saw of Aegon was that he liked to fool around with servant girls, even if they didn't want it, and when he wasn't wanking out the window, he was watching the kids of Flea Bottom fight each other. It would have been great to see all that, and maybe we would have if the writers weren't wanking off to their overpriced Rhaenyscent fanfic. Larys tries to call him out.
You've done nothing but whinge and self-flagellate with a tenacity I find astonishing. You, who had every advantage in life. You who had every chance to shine. Firstborn son, Prince of the Realm, the finest tutors, the finest knights, instructing you on the sword. A dragon so beautiful they named him after the sun itself. You could have risen to greatness, but instead you trampled your birthright in the mud. You lazed, reveling in mediocrity, fucking anything in sight and drinking yourself into oblivion with your sycophantic friends. I will tell you the truth. You were a terrible king. But worse than that, you are a terrible man.
That's rich, coming from a kinslayer who wanked off to Alicent's feet in exchange for intel, and then had Lionel and Harwin burned alive, pot, meat, kettle. But Larys must have passed a speech check or something, cause it convinces Aegon to go back to the tent city, where it turns out how the hell is Tyland even alive? This is just as retarded as Jaime not drowning, or Arya sleeping off her stab wounds after swimming in nasty brown shit water. They try to end the episode on a twist again. Turns out Criston's suicidal, and he purposely planned on leading Gwaine and his guys into a death trap. Would the show's version of the Butcher's Ball involve Criston and Gwaine getting shot by accident when someone's hand on the crossbow slips? Daemon finds Luther Largent dead. Then he hears something and follows, and Alicent and Helena get stuck in the tunnels where they starve to death. I'm just kidding about the last one, but they were pretty stupid to seal off the entrance before they could be sure there was an exit at the other end. They have to turn the characters into drooling retards to even move the plot forward. This episode was boring. There's 7 deadly sins. On TV, there's only 1. Don't be boring.
Fuck you. You're a fucking wanker. We're gonna punch you right in the balls. Fuck you with a fucking anchor. You're all cunts, so fuck you all.